In this video, I'll demonstrate how you may want to use custom formatting in your infographic so that you can make your numbers display as you like, rather than, in this case, very large and how they take up a lot of space. So to demonstrate this, I've typed a number right here. It's 123 million. It has a couple of decimals. So watch what happens, or the different things I can do with custom formatting. So you go to custom, and here's what it already kind of comes up as a default. And what this is what do we want the positive number look like, the negative numbers, zeros, and then text. And we're not going to get into all of that, but basically a hashtag says, hey, I can have any digit be here. A comma says I want to have comma separators in it, and then I can do another hashtag. If I want to show decimal places, I go point, and if you want it to show mandatorily rather than a hashtag, you put a 0. So notice what I currently have: 123,456,789.0. If I add another 0, it puts 0, 0. And so in this case, I'm going to have a decimal point with nothing after it, no matter what I've typed. So now when I hit OK, even if I type 0.11, it's not going to show the 11 because I told it to in that custom format. So same thing, this comma right here is what's putting in our commas in our separator. So the point is, I can, by putting a comma, notice it shrunk down right there. So let me go back and put in a 0. I'll put in two decimals. And so notice here, it used to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it's rounding up. And so now it's 7, 9. If I put in another 0, it's 0.789. But the fact that I have that comma right there means this is displaying in thousands, in which case you could put a quote, K quote like this. And so what used to be 123 million, in fact, right down here, let's just put an equal sign and point to the cell. So see, this is 123 million. Well, here it's 123,456, but in thousands. The other thing I can do with that is, instead of making it an M, what if I want to display this in millions? All I have to do is put another comma at the end of this format string. So now it's 123.457 million. So with that M. So the point being, if you don't want to display these numbers like this for your charts, you can come down here, format them, and just put hashtag, comma, hashtag. You may want a 0 and then 0.00, or even 3 of them. And then then 2 commas, and then quote, M quote. And so then it's 201 million. I guess because these are all in zeros, at least in this example, you probably don't need everything there. You could just go like that, or maybe you don't need anything. So it's just 201 million at that point. So you hit OK. And these numbers will still sum and add like normal. Because this is just formatting. What's in the cell is still what was originally there, right? It's all about display versus content. And so they still act normally. So how is this going to apply in charting? So I'm going to hit Control, or just put this back to a normal display. Let's just do number or currency. There we go. When you chart this, so let's say I grab this and hit the Control key and grab this. There's 2 ways: insert bar graph, 2D column. Okay, so there's 2 ways to make these numbers display a little bit smaller. One is to format your axis. So when I grab this axis, and I'll go format that selection, right here we can say display units in millions, and that'll shrink up this axis a little bit. And then when I go to add data labels, it also puts displays in millions, right? So here's the 201.00 in millions. So that's one way to do this. The other way, if I go none, is I can go to our individual data labels, and here under number, I'm going to break the link to the source, and we're going to add a format code. And so as you saw, what we can do for a format code is let us type in here. They just go hashtag, comma, hashtag. You may want to display, I'm going to put a 0 here, comma, I don't know if we want the decimal in this case. I don't think we do. So I'll put 2 commas, and then we can go quote, and I'm going to put a space here, and quote. And so now if we add that, all of these numbers, even though our axis is still in the millions, or in this case, our numbers that are displayed on part of these bars, I can format to display in a smaller space. So that's it. Just a quick lesson on how we can change the formatting in our numbers so that they fit better on top of our bars or whatever data labels on any chart.